Who actually controls artificial intelligence? Season 2, AI and Power. Episode 1. Introduction, the control question. Artificial intelligence is often described as an unstoppable force. People talk about it as if it is emerging on its own, evolving independently, shaping the future beyond anyone's control. But this framing hides a crucial reality. AI does not control itself. It is controlled. Every AI system exists because someone decided to build it, train it, deploy it, and maintain it. So the real question is not whether AI is powerful. The real question is who holds that power. Who decides what AI is trained on? Who decides what goals it optimizes? Who decides where it is deployed? Who benefits from its outputs? And who absorbs the consequences? To understand AI, you must understand control. 2. The myth of autonomous AI. One of the most persistent myths about AI is that it operates independently. People imagine AI as a neutral system making decisions based purely on logic and data. This is comforting. It removes human responsibility. But it is not true. AI systems do not set their own objectives. They do not decide what success looks like. They do not choose which problems matter. All of these decisions are made by people and institutions. AI executes. Humans direct. The idea of autonomous AI often serves as a distraction from accountability. 3. Control begins with data ownership. The first layer of AI control is data. AI systems require massive amounts of data to function. Whoever controls the data controls what the system can learn. Large technology companies collect enormous volumes of behavioral data through search engines, social platforms, mobile devices, and online services. This data is not just information. It is leverage. Data determines which patterns are visible to the system and which remain invisible. If a behavior is not in the data, it does not exist to the AI. This makes data ownership one of the most important sources of AI power. 4. Why data control is uneven. Data is not evenly distributed. A small number of companies control platforms used by billions of people. Every click, pause, message, purchase, and interaction generates data. Smaller organizations do not have access to this scale. This creates a structural imbalance. Even if algorithms are shared, data access is not. This is why AI power concentrates. Not because of intelligence. Because of accumulation. 5. Compute as a second barrier to control. Beyond data, AI requires computation. Training modern AI systems requires vast computing resources. Specialized hardware. Massive energy consumption. Expensive infrastructure. Only a small number of organizations can afford this. This creates another layer of control. Even if someone has ideas, they may not have the resources to execute them. Compute acts as a gatekeeper. Those who own the infrastructure shape the frontier of what AI can do. 6. The role of corporations. Most influential AI systems today are built and deployed by large corporations. These corporations are not neutral actors. They exist to pursue profit, growth, and market dominance. This shapes AI in subtle ways. Objectives prioritize efficiency, engagement, and revenue. Decisions about safety, fairness, and transparency are weighed against cost and competition. This does not require malicious intent. It is a structural outcome of corporate incentives. AI reflects the priorities of its owners. 7. Why open access does not mean open control. Some people argue that open-source AI reduces concentration of power. Open access helps, but it does not eliminate control. Even open models often rely on data and compute controlled by large players. Deployment still requires infrastructure. Distribution still favors platforms with reach. Control is not just about code. It is about scale. 8. Governments as AI controllers. Governments also play a role in AI control. They fund research. They set regulations. They deploy AI in public systems. But governments often rely on private companies to build and maintain AI systems. This creates dependency. Public power becomes intertwined with private infrastructure. Decisions about surveillance, enforcement, and public services increasingly rely on systems built outside democratic oversight. This complicates accountability. 9. Military and security interests. AI is deeply connected to military and security interests. Prediction, targeting, logistics, and surveillance all benefit from AI. This means some AI development occurs behind closed doors. Control in these domains is rarely transparent. National security framing can justify secrecy. This concentrates power further and limits public scrutiny. 10. The invisible role of objective setting. One of the least discussed forms of control is objective setting. Every AI system is optimized towards something. Accuracy, speed, risk reduction, engagement. Who decides these objectives? Often, these decisions are made quietly. A slight change in objective can radically alter outcomes. If a system optimizes for speed, it may sacrifice fairness. If it optimizes for engagement, it may amplify extreme content. Objective setting is power disguised as technical design. 11. Why users do not control AI. People interact with AI constantly. But interaction is not control. Users generate data. They do not define objectives. They do not choose training methods. They do not decide deployment contexts. At best, users can adapt to AI systems. They cannot meaningfully govern them. This creates a gap between influence and agency. 12. Control through deployment context. Where AI is deployed matters. An AI used for entertainment has different consequences than one used in hiring or policing. Decisions about deployment are forms of control. They determine who is affected and how. These decisions are often framed as technical upgrades. But they are political choices. 13. Why control is not centralized in one place. AI control is not held by a single actor. It is distributed across layers. Data collectors, model builders, infrastructure providers, deployers, regulators. Each layer exerts influence. This fragmentation makes accountability harder. When harm occurs, responsibility is diffuse. Everyone points elsewhere. 14. The role of capital and investment. Investment shapes AI priorities. Funding flows toward applications with high returns. This steers talent, research, and deployment. Problems that do not generate profit receive less attention. This is not because they are unimportant. It is because capital allocates resources based on expected returns. AI follows money. 15. WHO is left out of control structures. Marginalized groups rarely control AI systems. They are more likely to be subjects of AI decisions than designers of them. This imbalance matters. Those affected by AI often have little say in its design. Control without representation leads to misalignment. 16. The illusion of choice. AI systems often present themselves as optional. But in practice, opting out can be difficult. Workplaces require AI tools. Platforms dominate communication. Services depend on automated systems. When AI becomes infrastructure, consent becomes theoretical. Control shifts further away from individuals. 17. Why control shapes everything else. Understanding who controls AI explains many outcomes. Why AI favors large corporations. Why surveillance expands. Why inequality grows. Why accountability is weak. These are not accidents. They are consequences of control structures. 18. Can control be redistributed? Some reforms are possible. Stronger regulation. Public investment. Transparency requirements. Democratic oversight. But redistribution of control is difficult. Because power resists dilution. Those who benefit from AI concentration have incentives to preserve it. 19. Why the control question matters more than the tech. Technical debates often dominate AI discussions. But control determines impact. An imperfect system under accountable governance may be less harmful than a powerful system under concentrated control. The question is not just what AI can do. It is who decides what it does. 20. Core takeaway. AI is not an independent force. It is a system shaped by those who control data, compute, objectives, and deployment. Understanding AI requires following power, not myths. And the future of AI depends less on intelligence and more on governance. If this episode helped clarify who actually controls artificial intelligence, like this video so more people can see it. Share it with someone who thinks AI operates on its own. And subscribe to Uncovering Facts for clear, hype-free explanations of technology and power. Next episode, why big tech has an AI advantage you cannot compete with.